So, a Viking, a ninja, and a cowboy walk into a bar. And get this, they're all the same person. Yeah, that's right. Welcome back, YouTube. I'm Taylor. This is my YouTube channel, and this is my trade paperback review of Volume 1 of Cowboy Ninja Viking. Yeah, okay. So, Cowboy Ninja Viking is written in 2008, 2009, somewhere in there, by A.J. Lieberman, art by Riley Rossmo, and lettering by Clayton Cowles? The lettering is great. Lettering is probably my favorite part of the book, which is, I don't know if that says much. Yeah, and this tells the tale of Duncan, who is suffering from multiple personality disorder and has 3 distinct personalities. Sorry, spoilers! There we go, spoilers. Don't watch these trade paperback reviews and not expect spoilers, folks. I don't have the energy to put this shit up every time. So, spoilers! Anyways, Cowboy Ninja Viking, Duncan. Multiple personality disorder, 3 distinct personalities, a cowboy, a ninja, and a Viking. Hence the title of the book. And he's also an assassin. Trained by a government psychiatrist for covert missions, and I don't know. It's muddled. There's some cool ideas in here, like the idea of like training folks with multiple personality disorders, or I'm not sure if that's correct terminology either. I apologize if it's mistaken, but training as assassins and utilizing the skill set of each personality, kind of to be an assassin. They don't really touch on that a whole lot. I mean, not with the main character, anyways. One of the other characters in the book does touch on it a little bit more, where there's different skill sets for each of his characters, but the main character really just goes around slicing people up with an axe or a sword, depending upon which. So I don't get it. And yeah, this program is of trained assassins. The government wants to shut it down, or thinks it has shut it down, and somebody else is going around bringing them back to life, kind of, or rounding them up to do dastardly deeds. I don't know. This plot goes backwards and forwards in time, kind of willy-nilly, and it's a little bit of a hot mess. And by that I mean it's a hot mess, and there's not really much of a plot. I think A.J. Lieberman is a little too enthralled with the idea of the concept, and like trying to expand sort of that into a cast of characters versus actually trying to tell a story that makes any damn sense. There's some here where there is a plot, and it does kind of make sense throughout the whole thing, but like it's kind of threadbare, really. It really boils down to that what I said is somebody's trying to kill these assassins, so Duncan goes to take care of business and kills assassins and kills other people, and lots of killing. Riley Rossmo's art is interesting. He's I'm not sure. Sorry, they are the current artist on Harley Quinn, I believe, and I didn't care for their art on that. And there's parts of this here that I really like. I like the facial expressions, and I like their faces here a lot better for the most part. Although it is sort of hard to tell to differentiate between one or two of the characters. And I like that each issue is just 2 colors, and the palette shifts from like one issue to the next. There's no, near as I can tell, there's no real rhyme or reason behind that. I think it's just an artistic choice, and I think a lot of this is just stylistic choices. This book is style over substance in a lot of ways. Like Riley's art, while very stylistic, it kind of screams mid 2000s, like computer colored and stuff. Like you get some wonky stuff like this here, and some weird sort of use of halftones that don't really kind of fit anything other than like they're not how halftones are traditionally used, and they're not how halftones are really shaded. I mean, sort of. They kind of are, but it's just it's a bizarre thing. And the panel layout, while traditional in a lot of parts, also breaks it and kind of does. Let's see if I can find a good example. Does kind of, well, now that I'm seeing it, yeah, okay, it is fairly traditional panel layouts throughout, but some of the art is still doesn't lead the eye around the page very well, and it's kind of hard to tell what's going on from one panel to the next, and the storytelling doesn't do that any favors either, because it'll jump back and forwards in time, sometimes without notice, and like there's things that happen like after a page break here, like here's this, and then the next panel is somebody getting their head chopped off. So if you study it and go back and so you can sort of figure out what's going on, but it's also kind of I don't know, it takes a lot of work. And I've only read this once. I'm not reading this one twice. I thought about it. I was like, oh, maybe I should read it twice and try and get it more. But like, no, that's not really the point. Like the point is, I should be able to get what's going on in a review in one and done. Right? That's if it's effective storytelling and if it's an effective novel, graphic novel, I should be able to figure out everything in one go. I think that's just my opinion. You can fight me in the comments. There are some cool things like Riley's choices of like each of the distinct personalities. Um, Basically, it's the main character Duncan or any of the so-called triplets, which are the assassins, has like, and for some reason they all have three personalities, and I'm not sure why. They don't really explain that. Maybe they do, but I just didn't get it. But anyways, each of the personalities has a different hat, like a cowboy hat or a Viking hat or a ninja garb, as it were. And there's other characters. There's an oceanographer, a chef, and a couple others, and they all like that's how it's differentiated. And the word bubbles, if the characters are speaking as one of their personalities, the word bubbles will have like a little axe coming out or a gun or something to help you figure out what is going on. And it mostly works. You can see that bottom panel there. There's a Cowboy Ninja Viking, and I like his facial expressions. I like his face. I like his characters, but it's just kind of muddy storytelling throughout. And it's some of that's on the story, some of it's on the art. It's just it's a bit of a hot mess. I mean, I can see why a lot of people like this, and it's an underground classic because stylistically, it's got a lot going for it, and it's got a lot of flair. I know it's been optioned forever to be a movie, and I think Chris Pratt was in talks, and I think he kind of abandoned it or it got shut down or something. So I don't know if it'll ever be a movie or a TV show or anything like that. But it's been a spec book, like an underground spec book for ages. Like everything. I mean, what isn't nowadays? And yeah, it's fine. And that, like, if I'd start doing a grading scale, that's about what I'd give it. It's a fine. It's not horrible. There's just parts that don't age well. Like, the characters are not very likable. They're not even, like, effective anti-heroes in some ways. They're just kind of... And it has nothing to do with the multiple personality disorder. It just has to do with, like, there's a lot of misogyny and sexism and, like, just general, like, things that didn't age very well in here. And I mean, we're not talking a long time ago. We're talking this was written in 2009. I mean, I guess that's long enough ago, but it's... In the grand scheme of things, it's really not. It's just kind of like you read it now, you're like, there's some cringeworthy things in here. A lot of body shaming stuff, and a lot of like I said, there's some racism, there's misogyny, there's bigotry. It's all in here. So if you're looking for that in a fun one volume, you've got it. As a whole, it's a tough one to recommend. It's not, like I said, it's not horrible. There are things like I said, I really do enjoy some of the art and some of the design and the style of it all. But there's some of it just like doesn't work for me. And so it's like the story as a whole, it's like I don't get the point of it. I mean, I get the basic plot and I get all that, and it's just kind of like, yep, like every other government agency, like Mission Impossible to whatever, to James Bond, to any of them, like, oh, yep, someone's trying to wipe out the agency. And then you throw the multiple personality on top of it. It's just there's not enough for me to like hold my interest. It didn't take me very long to read, but it was still kind of a slog to get through. So I don't know. That said, if you want to win this one, what the hell, I'll give it away because I don't really have any need to hold on to it because I'm not going to read any more of it. I'm not going to read any more volumes. It just didn't do it for me that well. So I don't know. Whatever. Just leave a comment down below. Any comment. I'm not going to be picky this time around. Leave a comment, hit the like button, be subscribed to me, be in the U.S. because I'm not shipping this overseas just because, or to a different. I'm just and I know people get mad at me for it, but tough. Go watch Canadian YouTubers if you want to win Canadian books and you're in Canada. I don't know what to tell you, or Europe or whatnot. Yeah. So, anyways, U.S. only. If you want to win it, leave a comment. That's about it. This is a rambling review, but it's a rambling book, and I didn't write down any notes because, well, I got lazy, folks. It's just how I felt today. So, have a good one. Don't be a dick, and let me know what else you think I should read. That's about it. See ya.